Ken Evans cares. He led local residents to the state capitol to fight for taxpayers.
Well, everything has been broken down into numbers by people that's a whole lot smarter about numbers than I am. But I think they're using, what would they call it, new math? Didn't make sense at the time it came out, doesn't make any sense now. Because these people are running this facility for less money per day, per prisoner, than the state system does. By any stretch of imagination, any juggling of figures. This way is better deal for the taxpayer.
Some of the best homes in Live Oak back up against the prison. Yet hundreds of local residents signed petitions and marched to save their backyard prison. Residents were stunned by the governor's decision.
It makes no sense. It's not logical. It makes no sense at all. It has to be something political.
Patrol S&E starting perimeter check.
Curtis McAlpin has worked at Leo Chesney for 2 years. He's angry about the decision to close.
This is a good facility run by professional people and professional caring officers and administrators. This is the only type of environment that's going to have any chance for rehabilitation. If you don't care about rehabilitation, then you don't care about the people of the state. Because if you don't rehabilitate these people, when they get out, they're going to be victimizing the people of California. If the governor doesn't care about the people, then he shouldn't be the governor of our state.
So why is the governor closing Leo Chesney and Baker CCF? There are two possible explanations. Perhaps it's a mistake.
You know, I think people make decisions off the information that they're fed and what they're given. And I think the problem is that Governor Gray Davis is being fed some bad information, and he's making decisions based on that information. I think if the governor takes the time out, listens and looks on both sides of the issue, crunches the numbers, looks at the program, I think we'd win out, hands down.
Well, I would say to the governor that, number one, you need to come here and look at this facility and see what it's all about. Number two is that, are we in the business of warehousing people and putting them away so that until it's time to turn them back loose on society again, and so they can basically learn the trade better while they're in the prison system and then come back out and apply their trade to the citizens of the state in a better fashion than when they got in here in the first place? I don't think that we want to do that. I think what we need to do is to try to do what we can to turn these inmates around. And I think that's the reason why he'll find when he comes here that the recidivism rate is so much lower coming out of a facility like this, a community corrections type facility, as opposed to a state prison facility.
A mistake, maybe. But Jeff Thompson, the prison guards union lobbyist, says it's no mistake.
The whole concept of privatization has been a thorn in our side. The 5 CCF contracts are gone for the 2002-2003 fiscal year. So that move is appreciated. It does follow through with promises made by Governor Davis in past years on this subject matter. So the governor, a man of his word.
The governor was faced with a $17 billion deficit and the prospect of tax increases and deep cuts in education programs. But the guards union lobbyists recently bragged that the governor promised the union a $1 billion pay raise, and the governor pledged to close the state's private prisons.
The Department of Finance hanging its hat on a declining population as their reasons for it. Whatever the reasons, we'll take it. And so that's the latest in the budget arena.
Reacting to the guards' bragging and a prison guards union contribution for $251,000 to the governor, the San Francisco Chronicle editorial wrote, "Maybe it's time to install a payment window in the governor's office. This brand of flagrant deal-making is public policy at its worst." San Bernardino County Sheriff's Captain Toby Tyler says,
"I certainly do not think it's a wise thing to place people's lives at risk if, in fact, the primary motivation is a political payback."
Sutter County Sheriff Jim Denny is still hopeful the governor will change his mind.
I've personally have written him a letter asking him to come to this facility and see what the Chesney Center is all about, see what these programs are all about. But I think he needs to see that firsthand to realize the effect this facility has, not only on the inmates that are housed here, but on the effect that it has on the community as well. Unless he sees that firsthand, he's not going to have that knowledge, and basically he's going to be listening to what he's being told.
Accident victim Kiki Mingus.
I'm insulted that the governor thinks so little of people, that he would think of his own private interest, really, or his political career, and take away what is really necessary in that area, because that road is completely unsafe.
James Cox.
It behooves me to say that I think we ought to keep this facility open, because there will be other people just like me that will need that. And I had no idea I was going to need it that day, but at 1:30 on 12/23, I did need that service.
Dr. Savage.
I would say to Governor Davis that politics should not be a consideration when it comes to people's lives.
The Department of Corrections gave Baker Warden Brick Tripp an award for running one of the best community correctional facilities in the state, just weeks after the governor decided to eliminate the program.
I don't think it's any secret that the governor's trying to eliminate our program because he's facing tremendous pressure from the guards union. And that's a shame, because regardless of the guard union's wishes, the state's going to suffer if this program is removed. What it's going to cost to replace the fire crew alone and to run a facility here to cover I-15 is going to eliminate any savings that he thought he could get from eliminating us. And again, I would say, if Governor Davis, if I could just talk to the man, if I was sitting at a desk, across the desk from him, I would say, if you would just come down and look at what you're trying to eliminate, I think you'd have a change of heart.
So what's going to happen to Sharon Echevarria?
I have absolutely no idea. I have never in my life even thought that this place would close. This is the job I went to college for. This is what I got my training for, was to work at this particular area. To work in the CDC system does not interest me. I have no idea what will happen to me. I just can't see why they would close down a facility like this that does so many wonders. It does not make sense. The lives we have saved, the turnaround, the letters of gratitude, the phone calls I've gotten from inmates that have left saying, I just want to let you know real quick, I'm working, I have my children back, I'm going to school, thank you, thank you, thank you, you saved my life. I can't understand why they would close a facility that does that.
The Guards Union threatens to withhold millions of dollars in campaign contributions to the governor unless he closes Leo Chesney and Baker CCF. Former Leo Chesney convict Jackie Schaefer says it's a matter of life and death.
These programs work. They don't only save our lives, they save our children's lives, which is, if you're saying it's a cost-effective thing, from the time I started my incarceration until my release from the Leo Chesney Center, my children were on welfare. They were not able to do the things that other children did because of the money. From 30 days of my release of this institution, I totally support my children with my husband. They're allowed to go do sports activities. It saved not only my life, it saved my family's life. The money that is going to be put back into CDC is blood money. It's not right.